a lot of scams going on throughout our industries, and whether it's mortgage, real estate, or closing attorneys, and there's a lot of them out there. And Bill had written in and asked about what type of scams should he, as a potential home buyer, be aware of. This question just came in, and I wanted to bring this up because scams are prevalent in every industry. Lee and Ryan, in your estimation, what would you suggest to tell Bill to be leery of in the way of not getting scammed? And I think all of our listeners probably want to listen carefully because you could be a victim very easily. They're very polished scammers out there. Lee, you want to go first? Maybe the one about wiring instructions. I think that's probably the most prevalent in your industry, right?
Absolutely. So if you are ever going to be giving wiring instructions, asking for wiring instructions, don't do that under some unsecured email. If you're dealing with a title company, you will undoubtedly have a person who you're dealing with. If you ever get an email or anything about emailing information that is unsecure or emailing information in general, call your person. I know it sounds old school to say, oh my gosh, we have to pick up the phone and call someone. But in this instance, you want to use your phone for that purpose versus emailing and texting. You want to call your contact and say, did you just ask for this information? Is this secure how I'm sending it back? Because what the scammers are very adept at doing is faking an account or hacking into your email and getting that account number. And then they will divert that money. And you can imagine if you have just wired $500,000 for a home sale and it doesn't show up and it goes off source to someone else's account because they've hacked into your email, that's not a good thing. And it's going to be very difficult to get it back, if at all. And so, yes, the scammers they're one step ahead of us. So you got to be very vigilant.
Ryan, anything from your perspective, scams that you want to bring up?
Yeah, like Lee said, phone call. And they are getting very sophisticated these days. They're finding your boss's name and they're finding your realtor's name and finding the title company you're dealing with name. And they're sending emails from all those people. I would say whenever you're going to wire a big amount of money for a real estate transaction, I would say just go to your bank and have your banker talk to the title agent and have them handle it. And that way they're going to go through check all the boxes and dot all the T's to make sure that's a legitimate transaction. I would say take it a step further and just go to the bank and let your bank deal with it.
Also, I would also suggest scammers will demand payment up front before you get any services. This is whether it's in real estate or anything that you are potentially going to contract to do. That's illegal and a warning sign to avoid them. Scammers may also want you to pay by cashier check, wire transfer, or a mobile payment app. Scammers like you to do it because it's very difficult to get your money back. And scammers may try to convince you to transfer the deed to your home to them. In certain instances, the deed is the legal document, of course, that provides and proves who owns the actual home. And if you transfer the deed, you're not likely to get it back. So these are things to be aware of. If anybody's asking you to do that, please, before you do anything, contact a real estate attorney or someone in the business who can direct you to the right people to confirm that this is legit. Okay? We're going to take a break. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, 6 signs of structural damage to your home that you should never ignore. And this is an important one, especially with the storms that we've had recently. This is going to be an eye-opener. So coming up, 6 signs of structural damage to your home you should never ignore. A reminder, if you'd like to see some of the interviews we've done with our clients who we have closed on their loans, you can go to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com. That's on our YouTube channel, LouisvilleSellersTalk.com. Continuing with us, we've got our dear friend Lee Harris over at Limestone Title and Escrow, and here is her direct cell phone number. She's a great asset to all of us as real estate agents in the Louisville area, 649-7964, and that's over at Limestone. And then Ryan Cook, who is in for Randy Rocky over at Swan Financial. Ryan's number is 502-408-0671. And if you're thinking of selling your home now or in the future, please do not hesitate. Give me a call after the show this week, and I answer my phones. You can reach me at 376-5483 or go to bobsellslouisville.com. We're back in a moment on News Radio 840 WHAS.